Hey y'all. Hey. Good afternoon. Good morning. Good morning. Where's Cynthia at? Anybody watch that Claudia? What was it called? Cassandra movie? Y'all, that movie is scary. She sings a good morning song. She said, "Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning." All right, you guys. Hey, welcome to Burgundy Blue Commentary, where we talk about what we want to talk about when we're ready to talk about it. And I'm gonna tell you this: I didn't want to talk about Tiffany Henyard today. I feel like it's beat, it's done for. I know this was Tiffany's time to explain herself, but I think we basically covered everything on this channel. And but what I do like is most of the things Tiffany are talking about is has been covered already. We have already talked about the fight. We have already talked about everything. And people are going to think what they want to think, especially like the people that are not really residents here. And it's no shade. I think that everyone should talk about what they want to. I'm gonna share something with you guys. For instance, me being here as a resident, you're not going to get me to jump on your bandwagon. It doesn't matter how much you talk about me and try to drag me and all of that. I have my own opinion. And if you guys have been following my channel, I tell you, I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. I tell you, vote your conscience, vote your household, vote for you and your family. That's what I'm telling you to do. Vote for you and your family. And the people that think so bad about Tiffany so much, just check on us in a year. That's all I ask of you guys. Check on us in a year and see if it was cool that Tiffany, if she's not mayor again or supervisor, are we in a better position or are we in a worse position? I just want the people that's looking on to don't forget about us in a year. That's all I ask. I also want to be clear and say, hey, Brandon, hey, Choose. I want to be clear and say, I never said I was neutral. I know who I'm voting for. And I told you that. But when you guys try to keep coming to me and say, "Oh, Berg, I'm not trying to do nothing but be on my page." Okay. But, and that happened today. Like everybody was trying to rush me. What you got to say about Tiffany? I'm glad she finally speaking. I wish she would have done it sooner. That's my take on it. I'm glad Tiffany is finally speaking up, but I wish she would have done it sooner. But who am I? Who am I? Like I said, I'm not the end all be all of Dolton when it comes to commentary. I think everyone has their own take on commentary, right? But if you guys can't tell that a lot of people are scared to say something, remember that old rule: if you see something, say something. People are intimidated. They're scared. They're not going to say anything. They'll go behind the scenes and say, yeah, I think this is wrong, but I can't say that out loud. So that's all I ask. Check on us in a year. And I'm not pointing anybody out. I mean, it's a million people that's sort of looking. You could tell if you really pay attention. Look at the shift. Look at the shift. It was at first mega content creators just covering this 24/7. Now you got someone. I saw a new person pop up with body cam video with 11 subscribers just out of nowhere. Just, hey, and now they're getting 10,000 views because they got body cam footage and everyone's rushing over there just to see how bad the Southland is. I'm telling y'all to vote your conscience. Vote for what you believe in. That's all. I don't think you should I think you should do your own research. I know some of the things that Tiffany say do not come off polished. I get that. But I do agree with one thing. I think you should educate yourself. I do. I think that because I was the same way. I was sitting right here in my living room like, man, oh my God. They said the garbage isn't getting picked up. Story went away out of nowhere. Oh my God. They said we can't go to the skating rink. Yes, you could. Story went away. Oh my goodness. You mean that this is all that's happening? This is really happening in our front eyes. Every story has went away. No matter, you guys will try to relive the story and say, "Oh, okay, yeah, they weren't charged, but okay. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Bring the proof." That's all I'm saying, because we're looking at this like, man, it's a wreck. And then you're looking on that window and you're like, wait a minute. Well, what? Okay, so on both sides, where's the proof? We're just slinging at this point. Nobody wants to answer the hard questions. Okay. Um, it's insane. It's insane. So, you're so silly. I got educated. I mean, you guys, is let me tell you. Let's just take the caucus for instance. Let's take the caucus. Was it illegal? What happened? No. Was it unethical? Yeah. Okay. That's it. And we have to know, like that whole caucus thing, y'all watched us be locked out. Y'all watched the party happen beforehand. And y'all said nothing. Y'all made your own story. Oh, they weren't locked out. Oh, they got there late. Oh, Tiffany bust all these people in. Y'all made your own stories out when you saw video proof of what happened. But was it illegal? No. Unethical? Yeah. A little weird? Yeah. Slimy? Yeah. Illegal? No. That's why Burke was standing right there to make sure it was legal enough. You know what I mean? You're watching people ask, okay, well, you're looking at this real time and your makeup, which in your own mind, what you want. And then you'll come down on this small little channel, this itty bitty channel over here. This itty bitty channel over here. Out of how many channels? Put an estimate in the chat. You think how many pro and I'm sorry, put in the chat, just do an estimate. How many anti-Tiffany YouTube channels do you think they are on YouTube? And then put in the chat, let's see what y'all's come up with first. How many anti-Tiffany channels are there on YouTube? Just an estimate. Just like out of the ones you watch, the people that are just like Tiffany has to go. Just put in the chat what you think. I want to see what you got. Hey, Rose, long time no see. 25, 8,000. 8,000. I think it's like the price is right. I think who's closer to the number? Choose. And then put in the chat how many pro Tiffany accounts they are. I want to say one. And that's probably Tiffany's. You know what I mean? That's probably Tiffany. And then you have the people in between that just show you the facts, that just show you both sides, that just say, hey, okay, what happens with this and what happens with that? You know what I mean? Like, what about this side and what about that side of things? And that's my aim, to just show you both sides. How many y'all seen Tiffany walk right past me, tell me I'm not important, tell me I'm fake news, shut me down, and y'all will still say, oh, Berg's a Tiffany supporter. Oh, I watch all these channels. Y'all be thinking it just cracks me up. I'm like, just check on us in a year. But can anybody say Dolton's been broke the last 12 years? Even Jason said that at the tea with the trustees. Dolton been a problem the last 12 years. It didn't just start with Tiffany. I think the problem is Tiffany broke code. And I think our problem that's on YouTube and social media, y'all, we in a beef between friends. These are friends that fell out. Power and money was the whole thing. And these are people that fell out. And anybody in that position, if you don't do what they say, not saying Tiffany position, any of the positions you got, if you don't do what they say, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem if you don't do what they say. That's it. You said mine plus Tiffany. But choose. Let's be honest. We'll say your channel, right? But can we be honest? And you're open with everybody. Weren't you at one point like, no, Tiffany has to go? Weren't you the same way? I think all of us were. We were like, wait, Tiffany got into power and she just broke bad. She did the broke bad. So let's go through the electioneering. Big Mike, I'm glad you're here. Choose compassion. Everybody that's here. Hey, Keefis, I missed you. I hope I'm saying your name right. Because I was talking to my sister and she said, no, it's Keifus. And then she was like, it's Keefucius. And I was like, we were just cracking up. And I said, no, it's Keefus, right? Because that's what I said. Okay, so hey Rose. So I'm glad you're here. So Big Mike, I'm going to go over Dear Woke Christian. I asked permission to go over. I didn't know this was happening, but it's a video where they're saying that Tiffany Henyard, and remember, we're just gonna take this. You guys remember the first story we got was from Illinois Leaks, remember? And it was that Andrew Holmes was arrested in remember that story? It's on my YouTube. Andrew Holmes was arrested in South Holland, and it was this big thing, and all the YouTubers were like, oh, I got the exclusive. So I just want to give them the credit for Edgar County Watchdogs. They did this, but I also want to go and listen to Dear Woke Christian, and I'm glad I got someone that's really into politics here in the chat. I'm gonna drop the link just for people I know, because y'all been getting weird. We used to always drop the link here on this channel, but I'm not letting anyone up that I can't verify right now. But if you have something to say, this is about electioneering. And I got a question. Big Mike, during a public meeting, can a person running for office who is also an elected official, can they wear a campaign shirt to support their during a public meeting? So like a board meeting, can someone wear like a Clean House 2025 sweatshirt on the dais if they want to, and they're running for office? Or is that electioneering? I'm wondering. I don't know. I was just wondering, because we've had people at the board meeting stand up and say, hey, I'm running for election. And Jason has said out his mouth, hey, we can't do that right now. It's a public meeting. He has said that out his mouth, and we can't do it in the park district because they don't want to be in the middle of it. So I'm wondering. Let's look at this. So let's go to Dear Woke Christian. He covered this. We're gonna give him a shout out. But I was going to talk about Mike Madigan, which I still going to talk about today, but I thought this was interesting. So he covered this, and let me put his link in the chat.
Tiffany's in trouble again. Now, this is from the Illinois Leaks. This is the Edgar County Watchdogs. Now, I'm going to take this with a grain of salt, so we'll see, of course, if this is actually true. Tiffany Henyard's unlawful electioneering. Again, she got in trouble for that.
Okay. Big Mike said you can't campaign in a public meeting as a public official. Okay. I'm asking because I don't know. So before we even go, these are public meetings, right? At the Park District. I'm asking for real because I don't know the rules, but it made me think, if they're saying Tiffany is electioneering, let's go to Critical Smoker page. Shout out to Critical Smoker. Someone put Critical Smoker in his link in the chat, please. I put Dear Woke Christian link in the chat. But I just the only reason I'm bringing it up, and see people say, oh, you're defending Tiffany. No, I'm trying to say, what's the difference? And you guys, if I defend Tiffany, I have no problem saying when I do, just so y'all know. This is me pointing out what is the difference between what Tiffany did in her live and what has been done at the board meetings. So this was the board meeting on February 3rd.
Ms. Pat likes making it.
1 second.
Yes, ma'am.
I just want to go through. Okay. So Big Mike, you're here. Now, can you please clarify with the channel? Let me know. Is this fair if Brittany Norwood, who is an elected official, who's running for office right now, currently, because I'm doing a compilation, if she sits up at the board meeting. This is a regular scheduled board meeting, and she has a Clean House 2025 sweatshirt. Can she do that? No, I'm really asking. Thank you for putting in there. Can she sit up there and have that on? Or would that be, is that legal, like during a public board meeting right now? Okay. And that's Big Mike that has. Now I'm wondering, because I know that people, so let's go to Dear Woke Christian, who he calls himself, what did he call himself? A resident. It's so, every time I hear him say that, I crack up. A resident, a illegal resident, non-voting. It cracks me up when he said. He calls himself something like that. Non-resident, not resident, something. It's funny. But let's go to it. So let's go to what they're saying. I'm gonna watch this with you guys. Give Dear World Christian a follow. Shout out to Critical Smoker. And we're gonna cover all of this because it's been more than once that we've seen. I think we saw another elected official sitting up there at a board meeting, a scheduled board meeting, regularly scheduled. Can they wear that? I don't know. So I'm asking people that know.
Told y'all she talked too much. It's real simple. She does not put your nose down and do your work. That's it. And lo and behold, she's getting in trouble for this. Thornton Township Supervisor Tiffany Henyard streamed a live video this evening from the comfort of her soon-to-be former office at Thornton Township. That's pretty savage, by the way. That's pretty messed up. Who wrote this? John Kraft. You're pretty savage, my guy. I'm here for it though. Henyard's video from today was nothing but unlawful electioneering by urging people to vote for her as the village of Dolton. I told y'all she should not have been doing that. I knew it. Oh, I just didn't know the word. I didn't know in electioneering, but something just did not sit right. I knew it.
Shout out to Jason for Dear World Christian. Okay, so are they both doing the same thing? We're going to go over some more board meetings. I'm just wondering, is this the same thing? And you guys, that's why I'm asking people that know a little bit more, and then we'll go over the codes in Illinois. Would you guys say it's the same thing? Brittany Norwood is right now wearing a Clean House 2025 sweatshirt, campaigning, right? Sitting up there right now talking to the people.
Together, okay? I'd like to thank the sponsors, right? The people who assisted with making that night possible for the children. We have President Richard Hogan and Kurt Masucci with Private Hogan Investigative Services. The Insurance Exchange, one of my favorite insurance companies located in South Holland, Illinois, and Tristan Sumter who works on property tax appeal and residential and commercial properties. So guys, there's an old adage that says, if you like to go fast, go alone. If you like to go far, go with the team. So I'm just thankful for my team tonight for seeing this mission through, right? As they stated, we're almost at the finish line, and together we can do it. So we are Dolton strong, and let's do this, guys.
Thank you, Trustee Norwood. Trustee Stan? Yeah, I'd like to touch bases on. I want to thank.
Okay, let's go back to now. Let's watch what Stan says, and let's watch what Trustee Kiana Belcher. So let's watch what Trustee Stan Brown says, and then let's watch what Trustee Kiana Belcher says up there as well.
I see some of the faces that actually came out to Abundant Living Christian Center to the prayer for Dolton this past week. Thank you each and everyone that did come out. This Sunday at 11 o'clock. Apostle William Bates Fleshman will be doing an anniversary. Jackie, what is that, 16 years? Pastor Fleshman will be serving anniversary for 16 years of being at Abundant Living Christian Center Church. Each and every one is invited to come out at 11 o'clock this Sunday because Pastor Fleshman has always been here for the community. The doors have been open to each and every one that want to come and do whatever you want to do, to talk about any issues, to bring any type of love or peace together William Fleshman has definitely been there for the community. So if you, I know everyone belongs to their own church, but if you come by, 11 o'clock, we'll be there for a while. And I know it's Super Bowl. I know you won't be there, Cleo. So I know how it is. I know how it is. It's Super Bowl Sunday. But if you can come by, give a little hello to Pastor Fleshman. Because like I say, his doors has always been open to anyone that want to come there and do anything you want to do. Thank you.
Okay. Now, what did anyone hear what Trustee Belcher said? Can you put in the chat what she told Stan Brown to say? This is the same meeting.
Everyone belongs to their own church, but if you come by, 11 o'clock, we'll be there for a while. And I know it's Super Bowl. I know you won't be there, Cleo. So I know how it is. I know how it is. It's Super Bowl Sunday. But if you can come by, give a little hello to Pastor Fleshman. Because like I say, his doors has always been open to anyone that want to come there and do anything you want to do. Thank you.
Going once.
You got my back here.
Okay. Absolutely.
I'm sorry that I'm glad you did say that about the prayer. Wednesday we did have prayer at Abundant Living Christian Center, and we had Dolton ministers and reverends that came out. So I'm grateful that we've started back our prayer for Dolton. It was an awesome time, and just for the fact that we can get churches that's in the community to participate was a really good thing. So thank you. I'm sorry I forgot about that. I was waiting for him to say hashtag Clean House 2025, but he didn't say it. But thank y'all.
Okay, and I have two special thank yous I want to give out. First being.
Okay, so I just want to know, I'm going to go back to our brother, Dear Woke Christian. I want to go back to his video because I genuinely was trying to say, I know they still are elected officials, right? And 2 out of the 3 speaking, Stan Brown has 2 more years, but Trustee Belcher and Trustee Norwood, they're currently running under the Clean House 2025 campaign. So is that still the same thing as what Tiffany Henyard is doing? Please put your comments in the, now I understand what Big Mike is saying. Yeah, Tiffany's the most hated, right? Tiffany's the most hated person out here right now. But isn't this the same thing? Like, besides looking at it, Tiffany versus Jason, or who you like, who you don't like, this is still a public meeting. So Tiffany spoke on her Facebook with as what they're saying, she had her supervisor shirt up on, and she was in the office while a public meeting was going on downstairs. So they're saying that's electioneering. They're physically in a meeting with a Clean House 2025 sweatshirt as elected officials who, you know, besides Brittany, ran behind Tiffany, under Tiffany and her campaign. I'm just wondering, isn't this the same thing? Like, take the hate out, take who you don't like out. Just tell me, is this the same thing? Let's continue listening to Dear Woke Christian.
This is racist. I knew it was wrong for her to do that. But something just did not sit right. I knew it. Village of Dolton mayor, her slate and candidates from other local races. I knew it was wrong for her to do that. This isn't the first time and probably won't be the last, but it needs to stop. She is previously, I'm sorry, let me drop this link too, by the way. And shout out.
Hey, Dear Woke Christian. Hey, thanks for joining the chat. We're actually, I don't know if you caught on, we're just covering your video, and we just want to know, and I know you have your own audience, so you don't have to answer this publicly. We were just asking, is it the same thing? Can the trustees sit on the dais, and say Clean House 2025, or wear a Clean House 2025 sweatshirt as being elected officials right now in a public meeting? I think they're both doing the same thing. So Tiffany was upstairs in her office with a supervisor of Thornton Township shirt on, telling people to vote for her and her slate and other people, right? And here during a public meeting in Dolton, the trustees are say hashtag clean house 2025. Very interesting. Very interesting. So I just wanted to cover, and thanks for letting us use this video.
To Karen. She is a fantastic supporter of the channel. She comes through, man. She be sending me some great stuff. All right, there you go. I'm dropping the link too, so y'all can check it out. I'm not gonna be super long. So I know we were on here for 3 hours earlier. So I'm not gonna keep you long. I just wanted to go over this. She was previously
Wait a minute, we gotta give it to Dear Woke Christian. And then we're gonna go to the bingo games as well. Aren't the trustees, someone correct me if I'm wrong, we'll find it. But you guys sent me right now, they're doing bid whist at Clean House 2025 campaign office, right? And Tiffany's doing bingo. It's like it's gonna be the same thing. It's gonna be the same thing, except I did cover bingo on my channel. I do think it was excessively spent. We got the what you call it? What did we get? The foyers. So we went over there. The only thing Tiffany did, she dropped all the other card games and made one big game, but it still was too much. You know, big bingo was a lot. But we got to give it to Dear Woke Christian because he said he wasn't gonna be what, y'all? Make sure he's trying to get to 50K. He said he wasn't gonna be long-winded.
Can I be recognized, Mayor?
You want to be long-winded? I'm just asking.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about Mike Madigan next. Illinois, Blagojevich, Mike Madigan, Tiffany Henyard. And we're gonna have to talk about our favorite, besides Dear Woke Christian. I have a second favorite Christian. Andrew Caldwell. Andrew Caldwell. We're gonna get to that. Andrew Caldwell. Y'all remember him? The blood of Jesus. We're gonna get to him next. But let's go to Tiffany Henyard and Dear Woke Christian covering the electioneering situation that Edgar County watchdogs put out. But we do know, Edgar County watchdogs allegedly, I don't know, connect the DOTTS. John Kraft is in what? Dolton politics admin, which connects the foot bone connected to the hip bone connected to the, so you got connected out. John Kraft wrote the article. We know he doesn't like Tiffany that much, so he is over there at Dolton politics as a creator / admin. I think he's a regular admin now. And then you have they're connected to the Southland Journal, that's connected to the Illinois Leaks, that's connected to the Edgar County watchdogs, right? So it's all like one big circle, and they can't stand Tiffany. And I can always say that's your right. That's your right to have your own opinion on what's going on. I know I have my opinion. I don't think that people should be harassed, or regular residents who are not running for office. And you could take me out the equation if you want to say Burgundy Blue. They should be harassed and condemned and all that stuff in Dolton politics or on any kind of platform. If people care about the residents, that it should be said. You could take Burgundy out the equation and just regular residents, if they say anything, boom, they on blast. Their lives are ruined, and that's not fair. That's not fair, and that's my take on it. So everyone that's watching on the outside, try to remember we're regular people here, and we all should have a voice in our own opinions, whether you hate Tiffany or not. We should be able to tell you how we feel. And yes, put yourselves, if we have not cleared. Now, Tiffany says she's going to bring the receipts. If she ever watched my show, this is what I would love her to bring. Show us you didn't steal anything. They're saying you stole some. Lori skated over real nicely. What Tiffany Henyard stole. Well, you know what? This is really just this is just an audit. So it's not really an investigation. So, this is a preliminary, but we really don't have, what's his name? Long Island audit was screaming to the top of his lungs. She has no subpoena power. Lori waits to the last day and say, you know what? I'm just, I don't really have any subpoena. But you know what? I'm gonna put up some colors. I'm gonna tell you 45,000 was spent at Amazon in a day, and everybody like, what? No, Tiffany, show us the back of that $561,000 check they said you cashed. Show us the back. Show us the second signature. Show us something. Give us something we could use. Where is Tanjanique? Give us something. Give us something on the landlord. Like, I think it was this really cool YouTuber. He covered that Tiffany signed the first lease, but didn't sign the other two. It was only Kamal. Look, give us Kamal separation papers. Give us something. We want a real receipt. This was interesting, but people are going to twist it. They'll rather say Kamal had on knee pads all day than to say, you know what? I do see maybe a phone or a mic, or I see something in his hand, but no, this was doctored. This whole video was doctored. Tiffany, give us some paperwork. Give us some real paperwork, please. That's what I was looking for in this matter. But I'm glad she finally said something. Oh yeah. Oh, thank you, Choose. Choose had broken down. Okay, they're all the same people. Thank you. I was wondering because I know I always see the same name saying something. What's up, Conscious? How you doing? And they want Tiffany gone. They are all practicing electioneering, but it's being ignored for so long. Ronnie Lewis used to do electioneering as well as Shaw, among other things. They don't like to talk about the past. Oh, it was $100,000. Where is Tanjanique? Hashtag what happened to Carl? We ain't seen Carl from where was affluential Carl? Where you at? Affluential Carl gone. Hashtag where's Tanjanique? Who else disappeared, y'all? We gotta think about. We need to do an in memoriam. Like, where are all these people that was they were out there at first, then they just left. You know who? Remember the lady? She was really cute, with the braids, and she wore the red lipstick. But she ran for office. She ran for trustee. Remember her? She was in the water department or something, and she said, "Tiff, where is she at? What was her name?" Really pretty lady. Remember when the story first broke? She was like one of the first people that said Tiffany fired her. And she used to have like really fly braids. And then she had like this red lipstick. That's all, I'm into the fashion for people. But what happened to her? Anybody remember her? And she was like, yeah, Tiffany fired me. And then she turned around and ran for trustee. And then what happened? I think Steve and I want to say Tammy Brown, they won and left her in the background. Where is she? Oh my goodness. She was her name Sonia or something? Really pretty lady. She ran for office. Let me see. Who is it? Ed Steve. Who else is it? Tammy Brown. And it was one more, Andrew Holmes. Weren't they on the same ticket? And then I think it was one more person. I feel like a big name endorsed. Let's see, was it the Southtown that? It was, I can't think of her name, but y'all gonna have to, it started with an S, but she was like the first person that came out. It was one more. And they were like, Tiffany is the problem. I remember that. And then all of a sudden, she was the only one that didn't make it. She didn't make it. I can't think of her name. But she had Samira, maybe? I don't know. But we're gonna have to find her. Like all these people, they started off in the beginning. They started off in the is that her name? That's her, Samisha. Where is she at? Where is she at? She used to have the flyest braids, and she would be walking with the news all the time. Y'all remember her? She's such a cutie. She was the first one that came out, and she'd be walking by a village hall, and they'll have the little music playing. And then she was like, Tiffany got rid of me.
years as the director of the building department. I was illegally fired while on FMLA. A police officer came to my home to serve me my termination letter while on FMLA. The letter had no author, no reason for termination, and no signature. So I emailed Keith Freeman, the village administrator, to verify the validity of the letter. I received a response that stated that my termination was valid. Mailers went out stating that I forged FMLA documents, which is not true. I was on FMLA because my mom, my grandmother, and both my in-laws all passed away in 10 months.
I'm
Also,
sorry.
at that time, I was dealing with health issues and I was going through a divorce. The mailer also stated that I'm a disgruntled employee. Well, I am, but not in a way that you may think. I'm disgruntled by how the administration treated the employees, the residents, the business owners, and even the contractors. No one should walk into a government office with questions and concerns and walk away feeling defeated. We were told as department heads several times on a daily basis not to help this person or that person because of personal issues. We couldn't give business owners their permits or their business licenses, couldn't help people with their water bills. 1 month, it's $160, and the next billing cycle is $3,000. They didn't get any explanations, couldn't talk to anyone. After witnessing all the wrongdoing and unethical behavior from my superiors, I decided to run for trustee. The easiest thing to do is nothing at all, but most oftentimes it's not the right thing to do. I'm asking all of you today to be an active part of the village.
Y'all, they left her. They said, sorry, Samisha. Sorry. Wait, I think Tammy is the only one that made it. I think Ed Steve didn't make it, or Samisha. That's what I mean. She always have the fly braids.
That takes action towards changing our community for the better. Your issue is my issue. So please come out February 28th and punch number 7 for Samisha Williams, along with my.
So, what day was that? She was the first person that I really listened to when I saw the stuff was coming out. When it was time to vote, she was the first person I listened to. And I think this was 2021. So I think the only person that made it was Tammy. Because remember before, Tammy, Andrew, and it was Tammy, Andrew, and Ed Steve that ran together. So then they threw Samisha up in there. And I would have thought she would have made it. Who got it? Was it Brittany? I think it was Brittany. No, it was Stan. No, it was Tammy and Stan. It was the two Browns. Who took? It wasn't Brittany. It wasn't. I think it was Andrew. Okay, so that's what happened. It was instead of Ed Steve and Samisha Williams, it became Andrew Holmes, Stan Brown, and Tammy Brown. Boom, got it. Bloop. So that's what happened. That's what happened. Okay, let me go to y'all comments. She was like the first person to talk about the administration and how bad Keith Freeman was and stuff. And all of a sudden, she gone. She gone. Oh, Tammy lost, but she was selected when she was able to prove the person who won didn't live in Dolton. Ooh, I remember. They tried to pick her apart too, Keith's. It wasn't nothing wrong with her. They tried to pick her apart too. Poor baby. And yeah, she's not. Where's Samisha at? Did she start like looking and saying, no, y'all can have this baby. Y'all can Don Core Parker. Y'all can have this baby. Y'all can have. I gotta put that in our thing. Okay, let's go back to Dear Woke Christian. Let's go back to his video on. Yeah, because I'm like. I think y'all all doing the same thing. Brittany wearing a sweatshirt that say Clean House 2025 during a board meeting. And Tiffany, y'all doing the same. Let's go.
To electioneer, use a food giveaway paid for by the township to for campaign purposes. Use the township's Facebook page for electioneering. Electioneered with Cook County Judge Renee Jackson at township events. Cut an electioneering video from inside the mayor's office and frequently urges people to vote for her while chairing public meetings. I told y'all, she talked too much. She is her own worst enemy. She just keeps talking. And but you know what we would have been able to add on here? The bingo game. They would have been able to add the whole thing with the refunds. I think the refunds was a form of electioneering. Following this, that's why she was doing it. We urge any resident voter to file a complaint with the Thornton Township Ethics Commission or officer and demand an immediate public hearing on this unlawful electioneering. The law requires it. Electioneering is frowned upon, and there are even laws designed to prevent it, such as the state officials and employees ethics.
Okay, I just want to go back because I have another example, but I want to go back to just this recent meeting because I don't want to stay in the past. I just want to go to this recent meeting. And, they know, why they're doing this, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. That's because they know that the documented non-residents of Dolton, they're going to fly. They're going to fly and go over there and be like, oh my God, she's electioneering. But ain't nothing going to happen. Ain't nothing gonna happen. They're not gonna care. They're not gonna care because you have to go with the same thing. Is this electioneering via the trustees with Brittany Norwood wearing a sweatshirt? This is this meeting. We'll go to the meeting before this.
It was everything, right? We needed a little fun, and sometimes we have to remember to just relax and let our hair down. So I thank you all for joining me and helping me make that an amazing night because I had a ball. And you all know what I say, a family that skates together, stays together, okay? I'd like to thank the sponsors, right? The people who assisted with making that night possible for the children. We have President Richard Hogan and Kerry Masucci with Private Hogan Investigative Services. The Insurance Exchange, one of my favorite insurance companies located in South Holland, Illinois, and Tristan Sumter who works on property tax appeal and residential and commercial properties. So guys, there's an old adage that says, if you like to go fast, go alone. If you like to go far, go with a team. So I'm just thankful for my team tonight for seeing this mission through, right? As they stated, we're almost at the finish line and together we can do it. So we are Dolton strong and let's do this, guys.
Thank you, Trustee Norwood. Trustee Stan?
Yeah, I'd like to touch bases on. I want to thank, I see some of the faces that actually came out to Abundant in the Christian Center to the prayer for Dolton this past week. Thank you each and everyone that did come out. This Sunday at 11 o'clock, Apostle William H. Fleshman will be doing an anniversary. Jackie, what is that, 16 years? Pastor Fleshman will be serving anniversary for 16 years of being in Abundant Living Christian Center Church. Each and every one is invited to come out at 11 o'clock this Sunday because Pastor Fleshman has always been here for the community. The doors have been open to each and every one that want to come and do whatever you want to do, to talk about any issues, to bring any type of love or peace together. William Fleshman has definitely been there for the community. So if you, I know everyone belongs to their own church, but if you come by 11 o'clock, we'll be there for a while. And I know it's Super Bowl. I know you won't be there, Cleo. So I know how it is. I know how it is Super Bowl Sunday. But if you can, come by and give a little hello to Pastor Fleshman. But like I say, his doors has always been open to anyone that want to come there and do anything you want to do. Thank you.
So bring house to 25.
Going once?
You got my back here.
And the reason Stan Brown said that, he's not only, I think allegedly, I'm gonna put this, he's a deacon at Pastor Fleshman Church, or was, And as well, he also is, remember, he was on the police, fire, and commission board with Pastor Fleshman under Tiffany Henyard when she appointed them to the board. And then number 3, let's not forget, Tiffany Henyard, Pastor Fleshman has given her many awards, also prayed at the inauguration, and also he prayed for the Clean House 2025 team now. So Pastor Fleshman, he tries to be neutral, but he's involved in politics as well. You know what I mean? Nothing wrong with it. That's his business. We talked about that on our channel with Black churches and politics combined. And yeah, that's Pastor Fleshman right here, all the way to the end with the gray beard. That's him with the peace sign for, you know, supporting Tiffany Henyard right there. So he's been around. So yeah, he said that because he definitely is he's going to be there for anybody, and he leaves his doors open for everyone. Now, I don't know if his doors are still open for Tiffany now, but yeah, he has the most popular church in Dolton. For y'all that don't know, Pastor Fleshman does.
Okay, absolutely.
I'm sorry that, I'm glad you did say that about the prayer. Wednesday, we did have prayer at Abundant Living Christian Center, and we had Dolton ministers and reverends that came out. So I'm grateful that we've started back our prayer for Dolton. It was an awesome time, and just for the fact that we can get churches that's in the community to participate was a really good thing. So thank you. I'm sorry I forgot about that. I was waiting for him to say hashtag Clean House 2025, but he didn't say it. But thank y'all.
So you got 2 people on the diet up there, elected officials, saying that. Now let's go to Tammy Brown.
Politics and all that. So we'll be had to be.
So she's telling people where they could find information about Dolton. Okay, this is where she's saying you could find information about Dolton. She mentions Dolton politics. She mentions Dolton trustees. I don't even think she mentions the Village of Dolton website.
Move back. So it's not going to be February the 22nd due to an unexpected death that one of the attorneys had in his family. He lost his father. So we definitely will be praying for him. We're looking at a tentative date of March the 8th for the expungement. So please spread the word. Soon we should have flyers out, and it definitely will be posted on our pages. Also the Dolton politics and all that. So we'll be posted. I will have flyers. If it's not you, if you know someone that needs their record.
Dolton politics page. Okay. Let's go to let's go to Dear World Christian one more time, and then we're going to switch it on over. I just think, just to point it out, I think everybody is doing electioneering. Okay, everybody. Okay, not just Tiffany. And you guys vote your conscience, vote for your household, vote. I just point out things, like I said, you got 1,000 anti-Tiffany pages. You don't really have any pages that just show you one side and the other side. You guys call it tit for tat. It's called let me show you what's going on both sides. So I'm giving you Dear World Christian side, where he was speaking on what he saw in Edgar County Watchdogs and what they saw. And I'm speaking on what I saw as a resident over here in Dolton. If Tiffany steps up there and wears a Team Tiff t-shirt, would y'all be mad? If Andrew Holmes come in there and wear a Team Tiff t-shirt, would y'all be mad? I'm just asking generally. I know she's the most hated person. I'm just asking. So anybody that want to come in my comments and start going off, the mods are there. But if you have a regular conversation you want to have without name calling, being rude, and all of that stuff, that's fine. That's fine. Other than that, guess what?
Y'all can have it, baby. Y'all can have that shit.
Thank you, Don Core. Thank you, Don Core. Y'all can have that, baby. Y'all can have that stuff. Okay. Let's go back to Dear World Christian. Y'all can have the mayor, baby. Because we gotta live here regardless. Okay. You can have it. Just check on us in a year. Just check on us.
Act, which also applies to local governments. The Ethics Act defines prohibited political activities, prohibits their activities in section 5-15, which local governments are required to adopt. State employees shall not intentionally misappropriate any state property or resources to engaging in any prohibited political activity for the benefit of any campaign for elective office or any political organization. So using the resources of Thornton to campaign for Dolton is a no-no. I knew it. I knew something just didn't seem right about that. At no time shall an executive or legislative branch constitutional officer or any official, director, supervisor, or state employee intentionally misappropriate the services of any state employee by the required that state employees to perform any prohibited political activity. Example, as part of that employee's state duties, as a condition of.
You guys, I'm going to do a compilation, but I'm going to give you some things off memory that I recall. I recall them telling us to vote for Monica Gordon. And then Monica Gordon, who's our Cook County clerk, she crossed over. Seems like she's going to be a good clerk. I don't have anything about. She crossed over and then was a big congratulations. I recall that. I recall, and that means in Dolton. Okay. I also, we're not even gonna go over the caucus, but I think everybody is crossing the wrong road, including Tiffany. So if you feel like she shouldn't have been in Thornton Township telling you to vote for what's his name? Michael Smith, or in Thornton Township telling you to vote for her and Dolton in her campaign, put a pin in that, because I want to see if it was any other references I could do. If with the previous supervisor regarding the minutes. Okay. All right. And then put a pin in it. And I know you guys don't like to hear history, but we're gonna put a pin in that. And then we'll go back. We'll like I said, I have no problem telling you guys when I'm wrong. I'm just giving you a little history on things I've seen. It's been electioneering all through, up and down this place. I say we close to the finish line now, so I'm not going to beat the trustees down for what they did at the last meeting. That I think that's the last meeting before the election in Dolton. But I think we should talk about it. Okay, let's go back to Dear Woke Christian.
Of the state employment or during any time off from that that is compensated by the state, such as a vacation, personal time, or compensatory time off. Using a physical office to urge people to vote for her and others for the upcoming election should be considered electioneering and misappropriation of public property. Wow. Okay. And there's the video right there. There's the link. And it's still up on our page too. All right. So again, if you just hopped in, thank you everybody that's just hopped in. Tiffany's in trouble again. She in trouble again, y'all. And so for those people, because somebody actually literally emailed me about this, and they mentioned that it was kind of confusing in this video here that she was talking about being elected, and the person said, I thought she wasn't on the ballot. And she's not on the ballot in Thornton, she's on the ballot in Dolton, but she's literally talking in this video where she shouldn't have been doing anyway, as if she's running for office in Thornton Township. And that's kind of crazy. Oh, she just won't give up.
I think a lot of things are crazy. And you guys clear it up with me. Thank you, Dear Woke Christian. Why do we listen to press releases from 2 trustees when we all voted for all? Well, no, we didn't. We didn't vote for Tiffany and we didn't vote for Carmen Carlisle. But why are Carmen and Carmen and Chris allowed to release PR releases to the township, right? Together as one. Do that mean that they are able, now it's three of them, right? So if our next press release come out with from the desk of Carmen, Chris, and Wiedemann, right? Let's say that come out, would that be like you guys are all communicating before a meeting, had a quorum before a meeting? I'm asking, because if Tiffany did it, it would be a problem. So why, if that's not on township letterhead with township business, that's sort of like we got the advisory committee to the trustees. Did anybody vote for an advisory meeting committee to people that we elected as residents? So if you're advising the trustees, we're the ones that asked for Jason, Brittany, Kiana, Andrew, Stan. We asked for all of them to represent us as our trustees. Where did the advisory committee come in at? And what? I'm just asking for the people that's looking in, okay? When it comes to Tiffany brought up the breakdown of the fight. I wish she would have did it earlier. How long ago was that fight? Was that fight 2 weeks ago? It felt like 2 weeks ago, right? That's me. I don't know. Wish she would have said something earlier. She didn't. She saw all this stuff going on for months, all summer long. We've been banging pans outside the village hall. You said nothing. Now you say something today. Okay, I guess. Maybe she has another strategy. I don't know. But it's only a few days before election. And yes, you guys stay 90 feet away from where people got to vote. Do not be running up on people when they're trying to do their independent vote. You guys stay 90 feet away from the polling place, okay? It's a lot of things going on here that you guys don't see. I just want to be clear. Regardless, I gotta be here regardless, no matter who's the supervisor, who's the mayor. But I think it's only fair to have a voice and share both sides. You guys can't just close your eyes to some things. You can't close your eyes and say, this person is bad and he allegedly did these things. And then you got someone that legally, convicted of those same things or worse, and y'all just close your eyes and say, well, that don't matter. That don't matter. You can't do stuff like that, guys. You have to be fair across the board. Y'all can say Tiffany doesn't know how to talk. She has grammatical errors. Y'all, she was voted in. She was voted in and the people told us to vote for her, okay? So now look at who the people are telling us to vote for. Will he do better? I don't know. Will he do worse? I don't know. Let's talk about some scenarios 1 second. If y'all got a minute. Thank you, Miss Asia. I appreciate you. Hello, everybody that entered the chat. Let's talk about something real quick. So this is our Cook County president and Tiffany Henyard sitting there. Everybody knows what's going on here. Are they coming to save us? No. Okay, they're not coming to save us. They will come to make money off of us because Dolton has some money. They're going to find it. They're going to find it. They fired, what did they do? Like they put a hiring freeze on and then hired somebody the next day. Nobody says anything. They're like, okay, we don't have any money to fire someone, but we're going to hire some. We don't have enough money for y'all, but we're going to hire some. Okay, let's just keep it 100% real right quick. Okay. Let's say Tiffany becomes mayor. Everybody, put a 1 in the chat if y'all listening to me and like the video. Let's talk about it. Let's open our minds and talk about it, okay? Everyone here, let's talk about it. Hey, Reality. Hello, everybody. Winky said, I got to enjoy your work day. Hey, Conscious, this is a good, you guys, Potato, what's up? Choose, great subject matter. Shauna, what's up, boo? Shauna, 1997. Where was you at? Shauna, we got we always got Shauna, the baby of the family over here. Where was you at in 1997? You better say college. Okay. So let's picture it. Sicily, Dolton, 1956. Okay. Tiffany's the mayor. Okay. Tiffany becomes the mayor. All right. Let's talk about it. Allison Key becomes the clerk. Kiana Belcher becomes the trustee. Ed Steve becomes a trustee. And Brittany Norwood becomes a trustee. We're going to be in the same freaking position we in now. They're not going to pass anything. The board is going to be in control. It's going to be crazy. Okay? It's going to be insane. Now, let's say Jason House, okay, becomes the mayor.
More, you prayed us in on unity. You prayed us in and came with the most divisive speech I heard in my life. Don't pray for me no more.
Let's say Jason House. Hold on, sorry guys. Let's say Jason House becomes mayor, right? And then you get, so Jason House is the mayor. Let's picture it. Picture it, Sicily, 1956. Y'all see where I'm going with this? You guys that aren't, because we still got to vote for individuals, right? Because remember, who ran on Riley's slate? Nobody won but Brittany Norwood. Let's not forget that. History is very important. So let's say Jason face is right where Tiffany face is, right here, right? And then my girl Tanika Hughes, I like Tanika because she's been with the township for 30 years and she goes for no nonsense. It don't matter who it is. But Tanika Hughes, Linda Terrell, and Vanessa Westco and Jocelyn King, let's say they become the trustees and Jason face sitting right there. Along with Andrew and Stan, because remember, Andrew and Stan got 2 more years, and Tanika Hughes become the clerk. Now, Tiffany not the mayor now. Remember, you instead of Tiffany face right here, we got Jason face right here. So instead of Tiffany face, imagine Jason face right here. We still screwed. Either way it go, what Jason would be, because Tiffany would have her whole cabinet or her whole slate basically with the majority, and she would have lost, including the clerk. Y'all, it's so many scenarios this election can play out. Let's say Denashe Harrison, brother Denashe, we don't know where he been. Where Denashe been, y'all? Denashe Harrison. Let's just go to Denashe YouTube right quick with one of his videos. This Denashe. I ain't heard nothing from y'all. Y'all heard from Denashe? He was running with Miss Cassandra Hobson Jordan. Let's say Denashe gets in there as a trustee. Punch whatever for Denashe in April. Because remember, they're running independent. Y'all, it's so many ways this can go. Let's not forget Brittany Norwood. Y'all keep on forgetting about little Brittany. Y'all keep forgetting about little Brittany. I'm gonna get to the comments in a minute. Y'all forget about this, right? Y'all don't like no history. Okay. Let's talk about it. Y'all remember this? Remember that last name Higgins? Remember Tammy Brown? That's Tammy Brown people, because it was the senior, right? That was Chuck was my man that owned the club, which is his son. Whatever I do behind these walls is my business, allegedly. Clerk Dugan, Riley Rogers, Everybody lost, but who? Everybody lost, but one person. Trustee Brittany Norwood. Isn't that something? So y'all don't like to hear the history, but this is this could go in. Brittany Norwood ran on the ticket with the incumbent, with Riley Rogers. She probably thought in her head Riley was going to win. Tiffany and her slate, the clean house slate. I mean, not the clean house. The Henyards. They won. And Brittany was sitting there out on the limb by herself. They won. It's a lot of ways it could go. It's just not clean house. Riley was the incumbent. I can't know how to say it. He was at. All she needs to do if she wins is have one of her people win one of the seats. It would be a 3-3 board, and she would be a tiebreaker. Crazier things have happened, Gardis. Clerk Keys haven't provided minutes in years, but she's right back in there, huh? That's weird. Yeah, bring her right back. Push punch one. Tiffany did not shame Brittany. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah, I don't see the Nasha campaign. Hey, Anna, I don't see him saying anything. I don't see him say. Now I have seen what's her name? What's her name running for mayor? Hobson Jordan. It looked like she's coming back and she's sort of talking more sensibly. Like I said, I am not. I just was like, I think that when she went on Martin's show, that threw her off. And like, let me tell you, everybody gonna crash out at least once or twice over this campaign. Okay, so let's see where she goes from there. I don't know. What? Douglas, what's going on? Douglas? Hey, Douglas. But yeah, it's other ways. I'm just saying. Remember, look at Brittany sitting right here. Did you think Brittany was like when it was time, y'all? It was time for the party. So look, the votes come in. Brittany Norwood wins, right? And then it's time to celebrate, and she got to go over there she got to look at all her teammates that lost on this one. And she's the newest person, the least known person on here. Gail Towers worked for the Park District. Charles Higgins, he's known in the hood. He's known in Dolton. I mean, Clerk Dugan, she been a clerk. Riley, he's been around for 1,000 years. And Trustee Norwood got to go over there and celebrate with the Tiffany for mayor. That's what it was. It was Tiffany for mayor. That's what it was. It was Tiffany for mayor. She got to go over there and she got to kick it with them. So she's sitting over there like, what? The only person that lost over here was Kevin. Y'all got to remember that history is important. Kevin is the only one that lost. This whole slate, she carried it. Brittany got Kevin's spot. Oh, what's for you is for you. Y'all got to remember this history. I don't know, but I'll tell you this, Rosemary, nobody goes to Andrew Holmes' house and bother him in the middle of the night. He chilling, I guess. Oh, she's only doing videos on her Facebook. Okay, haven't heard a peep. Yeah, it's not till April. I don't see her campaign literature out either. I think Cassandra will be easy. I don't mean any shade, Miss Cassandra, but she'll be an easy person for them to, because they're not even focused on her. She did get on the ballot. She'll be an easy person for them to try to get rid of. Sorry, that she just would. You know what I mean? Like, not in a bad way, not like get rid of her swimming with the fishes. Like, hey, you know what? Come on over here, join us, blah, blah, blah. If she picks up any traction. Right now, Miss Cassandra, they damaged her on that Martin G. Johnson show, and she got to redeem herself from that. I don't think she is. I think that's what people like to call her that. I don't think she's a negative Nancy. I think she finally waking up a little bit and saying, okay, y'all and all this name calling and stuff, it doesn't have to be that way. You know, I think Miss Cassandra problem is she tells us how many hats she wears. And my problem is with that, if you have so many hats, how do you have time to run the village? I think a lot of people were looking forward to that fresh face of Miss Cassandra, like that that new take. They were looking for something new. And if she can reach the people more than not reaching the people, it'll be okay. True big. Hey, Big Ob. Good to see you, my friend. Nobody knows nothing. But you know what, Big Ob? Because you know, me and Big Ob go back. You know what? They don't know where he lived, but guess who brought him in? Riley Rogers. He was running against Tiffany. Remember when he was running against Tiffany? That's my point about the investigation homes. They don't bother him unless the cameras are rolling. Yeah, what Shay say? Shay said they be yelling at that seat. That seat be empty and spinning. Big they definitely know the address he used to become trustee, just like they went to Tiff listed address. Very sure. Oh, forgot about that. Yeah, go bother the people that's at that home that's listed as his home, right? Go bother them. It's crazy. It's crazy. I remember when they said I was at Starbucks and they were like, he got arrested. And I called my friend. I was like, wait a minute. I just saw him cross the street at Starbucks. I thought he was arrested. And that's when I was a new YouTuber. I was like, whoa, this is strange. Okay, you guys, that's enough about that. But yeah, like, I'm like, Riley brought him in there. He was running against Tiffany. Then all of a sudden he switched to Team Tiff and that was it. That is true. That's true. Go bother them folks at the address he used. Okay, so Andrew Caldwell. You guys, let's get to something funny. So y'all remember Andrew Caldwell, right? So remember him. Let's go to his famous video. I just thought it was funny and I like Andrew, but I have a friend that lives somewhere where he was trying to run for office. I haven't followed him in a long time, but wasn't it like, I'm not gay no more. Where is that clip? He was like, I've been delivered. What did he say, y'all? I don't like men's. And I saw him in the chat and I thought that was pretty cool. Oh, here you go, right here. Let's play this, y'all.
You need God to do. He just told you it's done right now. What did you come here for? What did you come down here for? Tell me.
To get delivered more.
To get delivered. Do you believe that the Lord tonight has set you free?
Yes, sir.
Turn around and tell those people. Tell them. I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I don't like men no more. I said I like women. Women. I said.
Y'all, I could never. I remember when we first heard that, I was like, well, what? I don't like men's. Oh, y'all give like the video for Andrew Caldwell. And I thought it was pretty cool that he jumped into Tiffany because he has his own platform, whether you like him or hate him. It was pretty cool that he jumped in over there and he had something to say. And I just wanted to just like lighten the mood a little bit and talk about that because I know everything is always so serious over here. But he says, the blood of Jesus covers you and your family. I think he truly means that. Tiffany Henyard, You need to get the FBI involved. You cannot attack a government official. At the end of the day, you are still the mayor. I agree. She's still the mayor. She's still the supervisor until she's gone. And that's right. But yeah, that was really cool. Women, just one more time. I'm sorry.
The Lord tonight has set you free.
Yes, sir.
Turn around and tell those people. Tell them, I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I don't like men no more. I said I like women. Women. I said women. I'm not gay. I would not date a man. I would not carry a purse. I would not put on makeup. I will love a woman. Now, listen, y'all,
that little day. Oh my God, he went viral. But yeah, it's the women. Yeah, I agree, Shauna. She got through her whole term. You know what? I will say this about Tiffany. I'm gonna tell you this: nobody could take it like her, because I would have, y'all. I've been like, y'all. Wait a minute, hold on. Y'all know what Burgundy would have did? No, hold on. I got it for you right here. I can tell you what happened. This it right here. Cause Tiffany's still standing there. Here we go. Take it away, Don Core. Take it away, Don Core. Cause let me tell you, Don Core, you need to put this on a t-shirt.
Y'all can have them, baby. Y'all can have that shit.
Me and my friends, anytime something go wrong, we say, y'all can have that, baby. Y'all can have that. Don Core, you need to put that on a t-shirt. You can have the mayor, baby. You can have that shit. Yeah, he said, women. Y'all, Don Core, put this on a t-shirt. I don't think people give him enough credit for this one.
Y'all can have them, baby. Y'all can have that shit.
She was like, okay. The lady was like, how can she be mayor and supervisor? He was like, you can have the mayor, baby. You can have that poop. I was like, what? Y'all, this is so many besides this one. And thanks for confirming to the Department of Justice. And Baby Jesus by Trina Downs. And what's the other one? Now he Baby Jesus. Trina Downs says that one. Thanks for confirming to the Department of Justice. Mama Hill and Don Core with this one right here. Y'all, besides that, and don't pray for me no more. Dolton needs to get an award for all of these little sounds they had brought out. I swear, Don Core took Tiffany to the finish line, y'all.
Y'all can have them, baby. Y'all can have that shit.
Don Core was like, she don't care about Dolton. You can have the mayor, baby. Y'all can have that. Help me, Jesus. Help me. Seriously this time. Let's go.
I don't like men no more. I said I like women. Women. I said women. I'm not gay. I would not date a man. I would not carry a purse. I would not put on makeup. I will love a woman.
A women. Okay, Andrew. At the end of the day, Cynthia, good morning. That's me and Cynthia do inside joke. Am I delivered? When I will love a woman. Y'all, we go election night. We got to play them
Can I be
all.
recognized, Mayor?
You want to be long-winded? I'm just asking.
Make mistake.
So all I'm saying to you is like, come on, guys, we got to do better. We have to do better. And all I can tell you is that I am a fighter, and y'all know that. So when you come for me, be prepared for the fight, because at the end of the day, they talked about Jesus Christ. So why don't I think y'all are not gonna do me the same way? Somebody that's healing y'all and helping y'all. Same thing I'm over here doing, right? Healing and helping.
Right, asking another employee who went on that trip.
You went down to Springfield, and what were you hoping to do in Springfield?
You need to ask the people that handles that. I'm not the one that handled it. I was just riding the bike.
We need more.
Oh, Dolton. Exactly, Eric. Oh, I forgot. I put $1 on your books. Unasked that seat. Y'all, oh, my favorite one of the year was this one too.
Ain't nobody gonna approve that. And
ain't nobody gonna approve that. Oh, if you want the tea, get it from me. Oh my God, y'all, what we gonna do over here? What we gonna do at Dolton? What we gonna do? Oh my goodness, just stipend. Oh my goodness, y'all, it's so weird. But yeah, the basis of my video was to show y'all again today that yeah, things could happen differently. Both sides are doing everything. I know that we're focused on Tiffany and like everything, but the abuse has to stop. The abuse has to stop. Calling somebody Carmen Carlier is not proper, but getting up there calling people bitches, excuse my French, and whores and you know and all that stuff, that's not proper either. You know what I mean? So both sides, I just can't close my eyes to one thing and open it to another. But let's not forget, things could flip. I don't know. I know Jocelyn King has been around for a while. You seen that? I think she ran for trustee before. I don't know who Vanessa Wesco is. I know who Tanika Hughes is. She's been there a while. I don't know Trustee Linda Terrell, who's running for trustee. I don't know her. But I think that the two strongest names, in my opinion, is going to be Tanika Hughes and Jocelyn King. I don't know about Vanessa Wesco. I don't know what she does. I'm trying to think. Tanika and that Valley Kingdom Ministries, that's Jason House Church too. Linda Terrell and Family Christian Center is a very popular church. It's like on the border. I'm trying to see what church. And then it's funny, no one here goes to church in Dolton. This is really interesting. Wait a minute, is Covenant Community Church in Dolton? I felt like that was South Highland. I'm not gonna lie, most of the people I know, that's a Calumet Park. Okay, most of the people I know, when we're talking churches, none of the Dolton people go to church in Dolton. It's weird. Like, people always ask me about the churches in Dolton. I know people that, okay, and if Big Mike's still here, maybe they can, or Gardis, they could tell me if they remember, or people that were from this area. Shauna, you here? You know, people that know a little bit about the Southland, and I think you do too. Churches were different. Remember, Black people was only here, 40 years ago, 45 years ago. I'll say it like that. Where they were here. We covered the first Black public official of Dolton, and I think he would probably have the longest person that was here. He was here in 1979, and that was Ronnie Lewis. He ran under Shaw. I mean, he became the mayor after Shaw passed away. I would say most of the churches here were Lutheran, Methodist, and Catholic. Okay. It wasn't like solid as a rock Baptist church in Dolton 40, 50 years ago, right? I think the black church that I remember, New Christian Valley, when it came, that was the most popular church. But it was a lot of Catholic churches in Riverdale, Dolton, Calumet City, right? Then the church that we used to go to, it was like across the street from Thornridge, and that was a Methodist church. I remember that. And it was few black people, and then all of a sudden a black pastor came, and we used to, I had pictures with my friends at that time. They were all everything but black at one time. Then we got a black, I'm saying pastor, but I don't think it was a pastor. Was it a minister? I don't know. But because I wasn't Methodist, but we went there because they had such a good after school program and Sunday program, and we could walk to Taco Bell. Taco Bell used to be where Domino's Pizza was back in the day on Sibley. And we could have a good time, go to the park and all that stuff over there, playing the football field. Or we could go to church at St. Jude. And then a New Christian Valley, that was the popular church. And then the church on Lincoln, that church was a school and a church. And I'm talking Lincoln and Kimbark. And it was all white. Now it's all black. So it's very interesting to see the evolving of churches. I even want to say, I can't remember. I only been to Pastor Fleshman Church once. But the inside of the church is absolutely gorgeous. I went there just for a funeral. And I think I went there the second time. They used to give we volunteered for the food giveaway. They used to give out canned good. It was a food pantry. That was before Pastor Fleshman got there. But I want to say that church used to have Jesus on a cross, walking like etched in the background. Jesus walking, holding the cross, because it was. I'm saying this loosely. I want to say it was Catholic at one time. Covenant UCC seems to be the popular church around here. Is that South Holland? Pastor Troy O'Quinn was my pastor. Oh, that's nice, Shauna. Didn't he work for Thornton Township too? Okay, Jesus must not be on the cross for Protestants. Now, okay, it's this church in South Holland, Gardis. It's on Park Avenue, like going towards Starbucks, and like it's by Kirk's. It's this big church, and you have to drive up. It's like sitting in the back. They had a great after school program for kids. I used to take my friend's son over there, but it was summer camp there. I don't know the name of that church, but I only know it for summer camp. Let's see. Black Methodist Baptist is the majority. And it's so crazy because right here, Douglas, a lot of the churches here in Dolton, you'll see it, and I'll be like, you could tell that it'll have like the Virgin Mary outside, and it'll be like a non-denomination church now, but the church used to be Catholic. I remember growing up and seeing that it was a Catholic church. And it's a lot of beautiful churches, old churches in Dolton and Riverdale. And before they closed down, they held before they closed down, they made them schools, and like non-denomination schools and stuff like that. They wanted everyone to be invited, but it still had beautiful structures of, Jesus and things of that nature. Like one church, you walk in, they still had where you get communion, and the priests would sit behind that door, but it's not a Catholic church anymore. I don't know how that works. Oh, that's probably because it was a primary Catholic area in Chicagoland. Mm-hmm. Oh, Mayor DeGraco, First Reformed Church. That's a beautiful church back there. That's a beautiful church back there. But yeah, another thing, if you didn't know, old history, Vandenberg, the school that's being remodeled, which is where you would see the super mayor vote, and majority of the Daltonites will vote at that school that you see at the podium. A lot of them. But it's one of the biggest polling places in Dalton because it shares, I think, 3 polling places in that place. So people from all over coming. Now we're all squished into Diekman now for when you guys go vote on the 25th, right? And remember, early voting is now Calumet City or South Holland, Calumet City Public Library or South Suburban College in South Holland. But now when you look at that used to be a school for, it was a school for it was a nursing school in the basement, and it was a school where Little Dalton history, nuns were taught as well in Vandenberg. And it was like also an all-girls school at one point. Little Dalton history there. I read about it. I'll cover it later. It was pretty cool to see. Zuccarelli told me that South Holland had several Catholic churches. Some of them are still up, but there are different denominations. Yeah, it's some beautiful churches. Now this, I remember South Holland, isn't that the Danish? Did the Danish come there first? Because we were talking in the comments, Indian settlers came to Dolton first, right? But they try to erase that history. And they say George Dolton came when George Dolton really played his friend. Okay, we covered that on the channel. Remember, George Dolton, his friend came to Dolton and he said, "Hey, bro, why don't you come down here?" And his friend actually bought land from the Indian settlers. And then, what was his name? Thomas somebody? We'll cover it. I did the history on it. But anyway, George Dolton was like, "Yeah, we're going to get rid of you." And he brought him and his family. They opened taverns here. They had the first post office in their house. But Dalton wasn't supposed to be named Dalton at all. The Dutch. Okay. I went to South Suburban College daycare. Well, in Thornridge, I did what was it called? What was that when we had child development? And child development, we had a daycare in Thornridge. Really interesting. Saul Sir say any church that lifts Jesus in. I know that's right. Yeah, we talked about that, Douglas. How Mayor Daley brought on he went to the black churches and really got their votes. And that's how the church gets involved in all the you're supposed to separate church, state, politics, all that stuff. Like, it always weirds me out when they're like, let us pray. And then I'm like, well, how do we know everyone's praying for the same thing in the room? You know what I mean? Like, do you ask? Or, what if some people have Muslim faith, Buddhist faith, Christian faith, Lutheran faith, whatever? Do you guys care? I still do the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit when I pray over my dinner. Like, it's because I went to Catholic school, so it's still embedded in me. And that's kind of interesting. Like, I'm like, so y'all, they be like, my friend, she's Muslim, and she told me how, people judge whether they know anything about what they believe in Jesus or, things like that. And I always listen to her because I'm like, yeah, this is interesting. And then everybody, of course, they think they're Muslim now because they saw Malcolm X once, and it trips me out. God knows your heart. That's right. Y'all have a good. Oh, Cynthia said I got my associate degree from South Suburban. Hey now, go Cynthia. Let's go to, and shout out to Thornridge. Mr. Barkley, please visit him, our English teacher at Thornridge. He still owns the Living Word bookstore, which is in Dolton, Illinois, and you can get your communion cups, you can get your faith-based books. So support Mr. Barkley over there at Living Word Christian bookstore. It's right across the street from Thornridge, and he has all denominations, all kind of things that you could learn to expand your faith. So that's a little Dolton history. Living Word bookstore. Now, you know what sucks? Mr. Barkley was like the best teacher ever. But you know what sucks? They opened up like a gaming center where they sell alcohol, and then they opened up his bookstore, been there for years. And then they opened up a liquor store across the street. But he's still there. Make sure you go check out Living Word Christian Bookstore right there in Dolton, Illinois. Look at it. Got the little ping. Greenwood Food and Liquors right there. He's right across the street. But he's still there serving the community. So shout out to Mr. Barkley. Anybody remember Mr. Barkley in the comments? Yeah. A lot of people did. Malcolm X, shout out to Spike Lee. And then the autobiography of Malcolm X, it really changed a lot of people's lives. It really did. Also, you read a lot, right? Shout out to Gardis Watts. We always drop the links to the books he recommends. But I think Malcolm X, the autobiography, did he tell us to read Machiavelli? Or did Tupac tell us to read Machiavelli? Machiavelli the Prince? Because we learn a lot, you know what I mean? But Machiavelli the Prince was a book I learned during that era with Tupac and Malcolm X and faith and all of that stuff. Really interesting. People always want to pull out and say, hey, I read the 48 Laws of Power and it got dust on the shelf. You got to read a lot of stuff. I always say the autobiography of Malcolm X and his history and how he got to where he becoming one of the most influential people in history is because of his past. The past is so important. It's so important. And then, like they always say, it's not the amount of time you live, like we talked about, brother Chairman Fred Hampton Sr., 21 years old. It's what you do with that dash in the middle, right? So you have to, when people be saying, oh, Berg, you guys are talking history, that's old news. It's very important. It's very important. So we don't repeat the same things, right? Or we can learn what is to come if it does repeat. Because that's the old saying, history repeats itself. And even when we're dealing with the Southland, we see that right now. We see that right now. I always wanted to do a deeper dive into Malcolm and Farrakhan. I think that's important. Hopefully, I got to get in touch with Gardis and Big Mike because I'm going to have a discussion tomorrow. Because who are our leaders now? I have friends that, because that was Malcolm X thing. I don't know how we got on Malcolm X, but that was his thing, right? When he was following Elijah Muhammad and his faith was in man, and then he traveled over where did he travel to, guys? When he wanted to learn about Muslim faith, not just the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, but from, the homeland, from the motherland. He wanted to learn that. And he wasn't just looking into color, he was looking into faith. So when you go into things, when you go into Farrakhan and that nation of Islam and traditional Islam and things of that, it's totally different. It's totally different. And I didn't know that. And Malcolm X, that whole thing, he tells us how you explore it, right? So I think faith is just important. Well, no matter who you believe in, what you believe in something. It has to be something that's going to drive you and something that can hold you accountable and some kind of principles you can live by, right? You got to delve in that part of faith. It's been years since I read the autobiography of Malcolm X, but I don't remember him suggesting that book. He did say he was a voracious reader, which is why he was so intelligent. Thank you. Thanks. I know I heard Machiavelli the Prince. I read it, but so it's what MLK said to all of us, judged by the content of character. True. Mecca. Thank you, Douglas. I'm with Whitney. Everybody's searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to. I never found anyone to fulfill my needs. That's right. You can't put that in people. You can't put your faith. So let's go back to Dolton because of what Choose Compassion just said. So are y'all putting your faith, not your faith meaning your soul, you know what I mean? But are you thinking that one person will change Dolton? Or do you think that the 20,000 people, right, that make up Dolton, they're really the people that could bring about the change? When you look at Baba's, the place where poor Alexis Wilson lost her life, sometimes their line is so long, it sticks out into oncoming traffic. Okay? Nobody stops it. When you look at Maxwell Street Polish, where Christopher Ward lost his life, may his family find peace as well. You can't even get in a park. What principles will change Dolton, period? Will it just be Tiffany is gone, it's going to be all good? Jason, the mayor, is going to be on all good? It's snowing outside right now. It's a snowstorm. Are you looking out for your neighbor? You got that elderly neighbor over there? Are you saying, you all good? Are you all good? Let me make sure I shovel you a path in case you got to get out. Your heat on? I haven't seen you in 2 days. You all right? Things like that. You know what I mean? The voters have to do it. I agree. Because in reality, if Tiffany leaves office, when she leaves office, if she leaves office, it's still, the work's still gonna be up to us, because the administration that come in gonna say, well, because of the previous administration, we haven't been able to move. Just like Clerk Key, we're about to bring Clerk Key back in. She just said, Tiffany, well, I ain't had no minutes. Tiffany won't let me do it. And this Tiffany. Then we get 191 pages overnight, and y'all don't say nothing. We do have to think for ourselves. It's fun to look into all this stuff and see these memes and weird stuff, and we do that. Can I be recognized, mayor, and all that stuff? But it's been disrespect on both sides. When are we, as the voters, going to demand that our elected officials have some decorum about themselves and speak up for the residents and what we need? That's all. Civil rights activist Ella Baker once said, strong people don't need strong leaders. Yeah. And in this month of Black History, y'all, because y'all know I'm passionate about history, right? And I'm very passionate about history. And I look at all these. I'm gonna go there. So look, everybody about to leave. Burgundy not talking about nothing no more. I can't say I hate Tiffany when she talking about Black history. But remember, we used to have all these Ebony and Jet building, Soft Sheen, Luster Products. Everybody went to hair school at Dudley's. You got the Dudley products, Baldwin Ice Cream, Jet Magazine. We were full of these Black businesses on the South Side and going around. We just had these we had our own magazine. We had our own Beauty of the Week. We had our own we got the Bud Billiken Parade. We had all this. It's like we don't have anything anymore that we even, I remember all my aunts being able to work for Pink Lotion, or you know what I mean, things like that. We don't have anything. And then it's not a focus on pride anymore. It's about tearing each other down and wishing people downfalls. It just sucks. When Chicago was where everyone wanted to come to during the Great Migration, because it was an opportunity for us Negroes, right? We didn't have nothing like that. We had like the Harold Washington. We had nothing like that. Now it's just turning into a whole What a crap. And it sucks. It sucks. Oh, happy birthday. Listen to Dan Lee. Dan Lee said, don't do the recall right now. They was like, sit down, old man. That's what they did. So now we use the power of social media to just take this small town and just y'all on the outside could do what you want to in this small town and say, yes, we did it, and then not care about it anymore. It's crazy. It's crazy. Reginald F. Lewis. Hold on. Let's get Big Mike is. Let's put on up. Uh-uh. I was listening to Cheryl Underwood the other day. This just reminded me of this, Big Mike. And she was talking about, she remembered when Stedman, Oprah's boyfriend, had a billboard on Lakeshore Drive on Stony Island because he played basketball. Do y'all remember that? That was before my time. I didn't know Stedman played basketball, but anywho. So let's talk about Reginald F. Lewis. Is this him? The first was an American businessman. He was one of the richest Black American men in the 1980s. And the first African-American to build a $1 billion company. What? I didn't know about him. This is pretty interesting. Oh, hold on, guys. Hold on, we got income. Okay, that was my sis calling me. Okay. So yeah, I just knew he was Oprah's boyfriend. Oh, Dudley setting lotion. Now, exactly, Erica. Did you have to use like the rollers and then you put the paper on the rollers? It used to smell so good. It smells so good. So yeah, so Big Mike, you got an email coming because I want to know more about this. Wow, 1942. In 1993, he was one of the 400 richest Americans with a net worth estimated on 400 million. Wow. Harvard, Virginia State. What happened? He passed at 50? Oh, from brain cancer. Wait, I feel like I heard about this. The wife took over the company a year after hit from Filipino, and then death is sold in 1999. I feel like he had a son. I'm gonna have to look into that. Thank you so much for sharing that, Big Mike. I'm putting it on the list. It's on the list. Stands for or says, if we wait on government, it'll take too long. We can organize our assets and focus on what's strong about Dolton. That's how we build. That's right. His book, Why Should White Guys Have All the Fun? Okay, we're gonna put on there. I can teach you some things about Reginald Lewis. Thank you, Big Mike. I always appreciate your business sense, your history, all of that cool stuff. So y'all, yeah. So that's what's happening. That's what's happening. Before we go, let's go to Michael Madigan. And you guys, it's just Illinois politics. Here we are. Y'all. First Blagojevich, now this. Let's go ahead. But will he get a pardon? Let's look.
And what we have right now and the information that we have right now there on the screen.
Counts
2 through 7 are on the ComEd case, a number of charges there as well. And then counts 8 through 14 relate to the state board position, specifically alleging that Madigan took steps to find a state board position for former 25th Ward Alderman Danny Solis. On those counts, there was just one not guilty verdict there. Again, still waiting on the racketeering conspiracy, count 1. That's the big one. But as we look at the verdicts that are in, what are the consequences for these charges? What are the potential sentences for these if they are unable to reach a verdict on the racketeering conspiracy?
There's still a lot of potential jail time that's on that board that you just showed. Each one of those counts carries potentially multiple years in jail. So the fact that we still haven't heard count 1, and I think it's actually, as we're more and more, I think it's probably fair to say that probably count 1 is a hung. We probably would have heard that if they'd come in. So I think that the commentary on that is correct. I think that's probably a hung count. But
and Chris, by the way, they were hung. They were deadlocked on count 1.
Oh, so they just announced it.
found
Okay.
out. Yeah.
What was the possible sentence for that?
Well, I mean, that carries, a maximum of around 20 years or so. The guidelines are really what are going to generate this, but the guidelines for count 1 were probably in the, 7 to 8, 9, 10-year range.
But those are advisory.
They're advisory.
And that's
correct.
the difference. They're not mandatory like we have in the state law. Under the federal sentencing provisions, those are advisory recommendations that the judge takes. And I think that what you saw what happened at Burke, people were surprised with the sentence. And so you might see something similar down the road with Mr. Madigan. And I can't speak for McLean because he's got another case that he's doing.
But I think that's correct. I mean, so, Mr. Durkin's 100% correct. I think when we talk about sentencing, you're going to have guidelines. Those numbers are going to sound huge, even on these bribery cases, in these bribery counts. They're going to sound really big, but ultimately the judge is going to make his own decision using his own sentencing discretion about what he thinks is going to be appropriate given any number of circumstances, the nature of the offense plus Mr. Madigan's age.
He's 82 years old.
The age is a big part of that.
Yep.
I want to get to political analyst Laura Washington, who's with us right now, also joining us with insight. And Laura, I'm sure you're listening and hearing what we're talking about right now and the verdict that's come down. Regardless of the verdict here, how do you think this impacts Madigan's legacy?
Well, it obviously tarnishes his legacy forever. You have to think about Mike Madigan was the longest serving Speaker of the House in the nation's history. He was, for many decades, probably the most powerful politician in Illinois. His legacy now is pretty much ruined by this. Even if he's not convicted, as it appears on every single count, he now stands as a federal convicted felon. And that's something that he'll take with him the rest of his career.
Yeah, among the most powerful Democrats in Illinois at the time. How do you think this guilty verdict impacts the Democratic Party?
Well, it's another example of the corruption that seems to permeate the Democratic Party. Not to say the Republicans haven't. We had a Republican governor go down in recent memory, but it's another example of the fact that the pay-to-play system is alive and well in Illinois. You just saw, ironically, Robert Goyevich be pardoned by President Trump, and some folks were dismayed by that because they felt like it sent a message that corruption was being overlooked. It was being discounted. And in that case, it wasn't in the sense that Robert Goyevich served his time in prison. He didn't serve his full sentence, but he was convicted. He served his time. He will always be a convicted felon, even if he is pardoned. And here you have another example of another extremely powerful politician, a Democratic Party politician, who is going down because of the system, the pay-to-play system that he dominated in.
Watch breaking news on YouTube.
Whoa.
Subscribe to ABC7 Chicago Eyewitness.
And you know what? 82. Do y'all think he? I'm sorry. Mike Madigan, 82 years old. They're trying to sentence him. You know what he's saying? Thank you, Doc. That's what Mike Madigan. Mike Madigan said, "Do you think I care Do you think I care? And I agree with Winky. No consequences. That's the way we do things these days. Public humiliation is enough. Trump will probably pardon him. Yeah, one of the most powerful politicians in Illinois history. Speaker of the House. So Big Mike, how was he able to do that? Oh, because of his power, right? Because I was about to say, how did he get Pritzker over there? Like Mike Madigan is like, you can have that, baby. You can have. Doesn't he have a daughter in politics? I'm trying to remember because he had what's his daughter name? Lisa Madigan. Lisa Madigan. Is she like an attorney or something? Yeah, Lisa Madigan. Ooh, I wonder how she's doing right about now. She was the Attorney General of the U.S. state of Illinois from 2003 to 2019. The first woman to hold that position. Mike Madigan, man. Mike Madigan said, y'all can have that, baby. Y'all can have that. Have at it. This give me something to do during my retirement days. I'm going to court. Let's watch him leave trial. Illinois, we in danger, girl. Let's see.
Leaving the courtroom. As Dane said, he did leave and did not talk to any of the reporters. Right now, reporters are trying to get reactions from him as he is walking away. Let's see if maybe he does say anything, or it could be a traffic light that's stopping them right now in their tracks. Just listen in and see if he says anything.
You're the one we're concerned about.
What's next, Speaker?
Who hand he holding? Oh, she had to distance herself. Ooh, y'all. Illinois, we in danger. Mike Madigan controlled the politicians with a multi-million-dollar war chest. Ooh, yeah. Wait, doesn't Pritzker have a big war chest too? They always say that. People knew to not cross him. Look at what he did to Ken. Oh, I forgot about Ken Duncan. Oh, Big Mike. Lisa had to distance herself from her father when she was in office. Big Mike, does that pardon mean he will be eligible to hold office in Illinois again? Yeah, I'm waiting to hear that regarding Blagojevich. Can he hold office again? I bet you he does, Winky. Like, maybe not in Illinois. I bet you Trump tried to bring him over to the government over there. Yes, he can run again. He may have to sue, but he will be able to. Illinois politics, y'all. You can have that, baby. You can have that. All right, y'all. We've been long-winded, so I'm going to get out of here.
Can I be recognized, Mayor?
You want to be long-winded? I'm just asking.
Y'all make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you can, support the channel and vote for your conscience. Vote for who you believe in, okay, you guys? And as always, I appreciate y'all, but if you try to sue me.
I got some clothes, I got some jewelry, the rest I got tied up in investments. I ain't got nothing else.
Nothing else. You can have that, baby. You can have that. Bye.
Commentary blue, commentary, burgundy, commentary, commentary blue, commentary, burgundy blue, commentary blue, commentary, burgundy, commentary.